How's it going, everybody? um, so last night, I went out with my best friend. We went to a club out in Antioch, the Antioch area. Um, we left the club at about 2:30ish. We actually went to the Bell Road um, Waffle House first, but it was pretty packed in there, like two or three times what was in the Murfreesboro Road Waffle House. So we left there, got some gas, and then we went to the Murfreesboro Road Waffle House. Got there, I think, at about 3:17ish. When we got out our vehicles, we both saw the gold Silverado. I actually saw the silhouette of his face, but you can't really just, judge a person just off of that. So we proceeded in. We sat down at the high chairs, tabletops. I was sitting in like the first chair, and my friend was sitting in like the third chair. We had a seat, a chair in between us, and we distinctively remember the cook. The cook was actually washing dishes, and he was stacking the plates up, and he was stacking them pretty high up on the hood to where we were like, those are going to fall off. Well, at the same time he was doing that, another Waffle House employee was actually about to go on his break, and I heard him say, he said, I'm just going to go smoke a cigarette, I'll be right back. So when we first heard what I know now is the gunshot, we thought it was plates crashing because we had pretty much made that up in our minds that it was the plates were going to fall. Then the second one happened. Then a third one happened. I think that's when the glass busted and broke through. And then I saw the Waffle House employees scatter. Then I looked back and I saw a person laying on the ground right at the entrance of the door. So then I jumped pretty much and slid from the tabletop to the entrance of the door. And I think he let off some shots through the glass, and then he proceeded to come in. And then when he proceeded to come in, I actually went behind this like a push door, swivel door, and he shot through that door, I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure he grazed my arm. And it was at that time that I kind of made up my mind, because there's no way to lock that door, that if it was going to come down to it, he was going to have to work to kill me. So at the time that he was either reloading or the gun jammed or whatever happened is when I ran through the swivel door. I hit him with the swivel door, and then the gun was kind of jammed up and it was pushed down, so we were scuffling. And I managed to get him with one hand on the gun, and then I grabbed it from him and I threw it over the countertop. And then after that, I was trying to get out the door, and I think he was pretty much in the entranceway, so I just took him out with me, out of the entrance and all the way outside. And then I proceeded to run around, and he had like a walk, trot, pace type of jog that he was doing, trying to get away, and that's kind of what happened. I'm from Nashville, my whole life, born and raised here. Went to high school, college here. I work here right now. Work for AT&T. I'm 29 years old. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I think I'm a pretty cool guy to be around.
Do you have any sort of training in anything like this before? Did you know you had this in you?
Yeah, I knew I had it in me, but I haven't had any specific combat training. It's just, I had to fight my daughter every night so I can put her to bed. But I just knew it was me or him, or that type of scenario. So I chose to go with what I wanted to go with, and it worked.
Did you think about your daughter in that moment?
I didn't think about my daughter. So on my Instagram and Facebook, everybody's calling me a hero, but I want people to know that I did that completely out of a selfish act. I was completely doing it just to save myself. Now, me doing that, I did save other people, but I don't want people to think that I was the Terminator or Superman or anybody like that. It was just, I figured if I was going to die, he was going to have to work for it. So I rushed him, and it actually worked out into my favor. So I actually didn't think about my daughter until I got in the ambulance, and one of the paramedics asked me about myself, and I told him I had a 4-year-old daughter, and that's when it really kind of hit home.
Yeah, talk about that. And now that it's kind of setting in a little bit more, you put your life at risk, and you got a little girl now.
So if I didn't put my life at risk, I'm probably not here. Like I didn't know that he had extra magazines in his coat pockets, but when I seen the barrel down, I mean, you can shoot at the ground all day. That's not going to really hurt anybody. So that was my opportunity, and I went for it. So it paid off.
You showed no fear in your actions. Your family's all here in support of you today, and obviously, as your family, they're worried about your safety moving forward. How do you feel knowing this guy's still out there?
It's uneasy, to say the least. But I don't feel like he's purposely after me now. He might be mad that I got a control of his weapon and threw it, and I could see that, but I don't think he'll purposely come after me. But then again, I didn't think Waffle House would be getting shot up at 3:30 in the morning while I'm there or ever. But it's uneasy for sure.
Did he say anything to you? Did he speak?
He was kind of cussing when we was wrestling around with the gun, and when I finally got the gun from him and threw him, and when we was outside, he was doing a bunch of cussing like I was in the wrong, trying to save my life. But that was it. It wasn't any kind of any talk in between, really. It was just I knew I had to get that away from him as soon as possible. So.
What did you see in his face?
So his face is like a blur. Like I said, when I hit him with the door, his head, it looked like I think his head went down. And then after that, I think I'm taller than him. So I was just, like I said, I was wrestling with him, trying to get it. What I saw in his face when we was walked in, it was just like he was just staring at us, and he was like, I don't know if my friend saw it, but I saw him, and I was like, why is he staring at us? But I don't know what that look is. It was just like a look of blank, a look of, I'm not sure, like, this is lack of a better word, but meh, like, and I guess that's just how he felt at that time.
You made eye contact with him?
Yes.
Now that you know his history and this gun that was used and then taken away before, how does that make you feel?
That's a little uneasing too, that he could, just get it back from his father so simply. If his father did give it back, he could have just took it back. But that's kind of beyond me to think about right now, because thinking about some other stuff, but yeah.
What happened to your friend? How'd that go?
My friend's actually behind you all. He was actually in the bathroom, and I was in the hallway, and he's there. He's unscathed, and we're all good.
What are your injuries? You have the right hand?
So my knuckles busted up. I don't know if that came from glass or if that came from when we was fighting and punching. My pinky is pretty split up. When I grabbed the barrel of the weapon, it was hot from being discharged, I guess, so many times. But I really didn't care because it was life or death at that time. I didn't even feel it. And then when I grabbed it, I just threw it over there. Then when we tussled and moved outside, I actually, when I was going around the corner, running back up the street, I actually fell, and that's when I slipped and hit my knee. And then I also have a graze from a bullet on my upper elbow.
Did you go to the hospital?
I did,
Okay. So you got released this morning and went to church?
yes.
Obviously, then you're a pretty religious person. Do you think that there was someone watching over you to give you this power? Or
I'm actually, if you would ask me, I'm actually not a greatly religious person. I do believe in a divine entity. I just don't know if his name is God or Jesus or Buddha or Allah or whatever it is. But I know that in a tenth of a second, something was with me to run through that door and get the gun from him. Because you could probably do that 10 times and you could only come out one time with the outcome I came out with. So somebody, something, some divine entity, something was looking over me. So
I just find it amazing that, you saw 4 people murdered, you attacked this guy, and you went to church when you got out of the hospital.
well, just wanted to persevere. I don't want this to be like the focal point of my life. I know I'm going to be seen by a lot of people because all of the different media outlets and stuff, but I don't want this to be a major moment in my life, even though I know it's going to be. But I went to church to get past it, kind of, to try to start it off on the right foot. But it only happened 12 hours ago, if that. So
I know this all just happened, and it's probably a big whirlwind, but I mean, what do you want to be known for, or how are you planning to move forward with your life?
So I'm not a hero. I'm just a regular person, and I think anybody could have did what I did if they're just pushed in that kind of cage, and you have to either react or you're gonna fold. And I chose to react because I didn't see any other way of me, living. And that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to live. And I'll say it again, I didn't really fight that man to save everybody else. I know that might not be a popular thing, but I'm really honest. I'm going to be honest to the core. I took the gun so I could get myself out. And then I went back for my friend after I was like, let me see, is he still alive? Because it was just so fast. Like, I don't think, I hope nobody ever has to be in those shoes again, but it was almost like light switch type fast. Like you hit a light switch and the light's on so fast and you had to think. And so that was my thought in that moment.
Thank you, James.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you.